Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm here with another video. This is a very interesting. You're gonna learn a lot from here. It talks about security. We're gonna do switch security configuration. There are 5 things that we need to do in this lab, and it kind of opens up the security aspect of the field, and this is really important. Security is the number one. It's a top priority, right? Anytime when you install, when you go out there and install a switch, you need to make sure that those switches are securely protected. They are not vulnerable to the threat actor who is probably trying to get access to the network, right? So this is one of the I think it's a really important video to watch and learn, and how to safely and how to secure switches, right, at layer 2 switch, because when you stop, everything starts at layer 2, because if your layer 2 switch is not securely protected, if it's not secure, then everything falls apart, right? So that one, layer 2 switch, has to be secured, and to at least have your network protected and be ready for any type of attacks that comes your way. So this video, and thank you guys all for subscribing the channel, and if you think all the videos that I've been putting out in my channel, if they have been helpful to you, and if you haven't subscribed, or if you haven't done that, please do subscribe, because it helps me. It gives me an energy, it encourages me to put out more content like this, so I can be helpful in the community. Okay, so first thing, I'm gonna just read out the objectives here. 5 things we're gonna do, right? We're gonna create a secure trunk, and then we're gonna secure unused switch ports. All the ports that they're not actively being used, we can shut that down. And then we're gonna implement port security, and then all the ports that's actively being used, we're going to implement port security on those ports. And then we're going to enable dhcp snooping to help it to mitigate or to secure from any type of dhcp attack for the switch, right? And then we're going to configure fast forward, and then guard, so on. Okay, so I'm gonna just gonna jump right into the instruction part here. So we're gonna say create a secure trunk, connect the GO2 gig 2 ports of the 2 access layer switches. Okay, so since, as you can see right here, there's no cable going from switch 1 to switch 2. So this is, I think, what we gotta do is we gotta connect. Let me bring up. Okay, we got a copper straight through. I'm gonna use that. So from gig 2, it says connect the gig 2 ports of the 2 access layer switches. So these are our access layer switches, right? So I'm gonna go over to here, gigabit Ethernet 2. Okay, so now we have a trunk line between 2 access layer switches. All right, and then B says configure ports gig 1 and gig 2 as static trunks on both switches. Okay, all right, so we're gonna do that, and then disable DTP negotiation on both sides of the link. Okay, we're gonna disable that, and create VLAN 100 and give it a name. Give it the name native on both switches. Okay, and then configure all trunk ports on both switches to use VLAN 100 as the native VLAN. Okay. All right. All right. Cool. So let's open up our switch 1. I'm gonna do actually what I'm gonna do here, instead of just directly pulling up here, what I'm gonna do is, let me see if I can. I'm gonna close this guy. I'm gonna, all right, so what, end device, create devices is locked. Okay, so I was thinking about like pulling a laptop and then connect connect the switches through the console cable, but I think it doesn't let me do so. I'm just gonna click the switch 1 and then go straight to CLI, and then we'll work on that. All right. Okay, so switch 1. Okay, so switch 1, it's gonna be, we're gonna do config enable, and then config term, interface range, that's gonna be a gig 0/1-2. So 1 and 2 gonna be they're gonna be trunks, they're gonna be trunk lines. So that, and then we're gonna switch port mode trunk. Oops, what happened there? Switch port mode trunk. All right, and then we're gonna do disable. All right, so we're gonna do switch port no negotiate. All right, and then VLAN 100, which is gonna be, we're gonna name native, and then interface range. Now the other one, range gig 1/1-2. Gonna go switch port oops, what happened here? Switch port trunk native VLAN 100, because all trunks port on the both switches to use VLAN 100 as the native VLAN. Okay, all right, and then let's go ahead and open up the other switch number 2, and let's do the same thing here. It's gonna be enable config term, interface range 0/1-2. That's gonna be switch port mode trunk. All right, and then switch port no negotiate, and then VLAN 100 name, that's gonna be native, enter range /1-2 switch port trunk native VLAN 100. All right, okay, so all right, so this one's working. I just want to make sure that one is work. All right, okay, um, okay. All right. So I think we're done with step 1. Create a secure trunk. We did that. Now we're gonna secure unused switch port. Shut down all unused switch ports on S1. So let me go back. I want to show you. You can also, if you run this and this, so running config, I mean, it gives you all the running configuration in that switch. So as you can see right here, it's using interface 1 and 2, but as you can see that port 3 all the way 3 to 9, they're not being used, and then 10 is being used, and then from 11 all the way down to 23, they're not being used. So we're gonna shut down all those. Okay, so that's how you can pull up how many ports that specific switch has. You can just run so running config, and it pulls up that info for you, so you can easily see, okay, this is what I need to shut down, and this is what I need to secure and protect. All right, so let's go over there. Okay, all right, so this is switch 1. All right, I'm gonna do this config term. So from int range, it was a f0/3 all the way to 9. Wasn't used, and then f0/11 over to 23, right? Okay, and then we're gonna shut down. All right, and exit out of this. And then on switch 1, create a VLAN 999 and name it black hole. The configure name must match the requirement exactly. Okay, and we're gonna move all unused switch ports to that black hole VLAN. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna go over VLAN 99, name black hole, and then we're gonna exit out of it, and now we're gonna go into interface range f0/3-9 0/11-23. I think that's it. Yep. Once you're in that interface, we're gonna switch port access VLAN 99. So we're gonna switch that port to that VLAN 99. Okay. Okay. Now part. I think, okay, so we're done with secure unused switch ports. Now implement port security. Activate port security on all the active active access ports on the switch 1. All right, so we need to activate port security on all the active access ports. All right, so these gig 1 and 2, fast Ethernet 24. So I guess 1, 2, 24. All right. so we're gonna activate port security. So you want to go ahead and I'm gonna exit out of this. Enter range f0/1 f/2, and the last one was, I think it was 20. No, there are two more. You got 10 and then f0/24. All right, we're gonna activate port security on those, and then switch port mode access. This will restrict the access, and then port security. All right, now the port security has been activated. Now B, configure the active ports to allow a maximum of 4 MAC addresses to be learned on the ports. Configure the active ports to allow a maximum of 4. So okay, so that specific port will only allow 4 MAC addresses to be learned on that ports. So this is very helpful. Like, if you know how many MAC addresses you need to allow, and if you do that, this is really helpful when there is like dhcp attack, when they're trying to overflow or overload your MAC address table by sending bunch of bogus MAC addresses, and then that will just eventually shut down the switch, and customer will disturb the service to the customer. So now configuring maximum of 4 MAC addresses to be learned on the ports. So now the switch can only allow 4. Anything that reaches the threshold of 4 and then goes beyond 5, it will just drop it. It will not allow the traffic from 5. So we'll do that. All right, so this is gonna be still on switch 1. All right, so we're gonna go interface fast, type f0/1. right, so it's gonna be on 1, right? Yep. And then for ports F1, statically configure the MAC address of the PC using port security. Okay, so we're going to use one of the PC MAC address. So to do that, alright, so it's pretty easy. We can just go to PC1. Let's go PC1. Where's my PC1? And then command prompt, net admin PC1. Okay, let's use one PC1, not the other one. Gonna go command prompt, and then you just have to run IP config /all. All right, now we can use this because it says configure the MAC address PC using the port. Okay, all right, so we're gonna use, we got to use everything right here. That's because that's your MAC address, physical address, that's your MAC address. All right, so we go back, make sure you guys are seeing this. All right, so this is what we gotta use on that Okay, switch 1 right here. So what we're gonna do is make sure you guys are seeing this. All right, it's not cut off. All right, it's not. We're gonna go switch port security MAC address, which is I don't think I can copy this because it's really I don't want to type all that. Please let me copy paste. There you go. Awesome. All right, now okay, now configure each active access port so that it will automatically add the MAC address learned on that port to the running configuration. Configure each active access port. Okay, so each access port. All right. All right, so to do this, you want to do enter range f0/1 f0/2 f0/10 /10 f0/24, and these are all the ports that are actively being used. As right here, as you can see, they're actually been used to route traffic. Okay, so that's what we're putting security on those. All right, and then hit entered, and then we're gonna go ahead and do switch port security MAC address. Now you want to type sticky right here. Okay, all right, that's the keyword sticky. That will automatically add the MAC addresses learned on the port to the running configuration. Okay, now configure the port security violation mode to drop packets from MAC addresses that exceed the maximum. Generate a Cisco entry but not disable the ports. All right, so we're gonna put the restriction violation restrict. You want to go into that here and then put you want to do violation restrict. All right. Okay, now I think we're on step 4. Configure dhcp snooping. Configure the trunk ports on S1 as trusted ports. Okay, that's gonna be enter range gig 0 /1 to 2, because those are 2 trunk ports, 1 and 2, gig 1 and 2. And then you want to do IP dhcp snoop trust snooping. All right, and then let's go over to, and then I'm gonna do this, and it says on switch 1, okay, limit the untrusted ports on switch 1 to 5 DHCP packets per second. Okay, so 5 packets per second on this active ports. I'm gonna go ahead and do the IP dhcp snooping limit rate is 5. Okay, no more than 5. All right, so switch 2, let's open that up. It says On switch 2, enable dhcp snooping globally and for VLANs 10, 20, and 99. Okay. Enable config term. Make sure you guys are seeing this. All right. It's gonna be IP dhcp snooping. You want to do on VLAN 10, 20, and 99. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, DHCP snooping configuration may not score properly in packet tracer. Okay, I think that's what happened. Didn't went up, stayed at 87. Step 5, configure portfast and bpduguard. Enable fast on in use and S1, and then we're gonna enable bpduguard and all export that are in use. Okay, go back to S1, and then that gonna go ahead and do spanning tree port fast, right? Has been configured. Okay, and then spanning bp guard enable. Okay, now and then I think we're configure S2 so that all access ports will use port fast by default. Now you want to do spanning here tree port fast default. All right. I think we did everything. I want to see. Let me end this, and then so running config. I wanna. All right, yeah, okay, let's. All right, we didn't do part 1, so create a secret for switch number 2. Okay, let's do it here. We did this, but I think we didn't shut down the ports. We did this because there is a Trump VLAN, blah, blah, blah. We did that, but I think we need to shut down here as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me do this. Interface range. That's gonna be 0329, right? Let me go ahead, 3 to 9, yeah, and then F0/11 to 23. Oops, invalid. Interface. Seriously, what happened? I need to be in global configuration mode. Now it should work. Okay, went up to 94. Okay, did I create VLAN 99 on here? No, I did not. I did, but no, I did not. Okay, so VLAN 999 name black hole. Exit out of this, and then switch port access VLAN 999. Okay, score didn't go when score didn't go up. I think it's because of this right here. It didn't calculate this part as it said right here. So maybe it's because of that it's missing the score. Okay. Yeah, I think because of that. Because of that exactly. Okay. Because the majority of the work is gonna be on switch 1. Switch 2 doesn't, you don't need to shut down the unused port, but I think it's because of that. So thank you guys for watching the video, and let me know how it goes for you. I'm gonna start putting these commands in my comments, and I'll also put the packet tracer I've downloaded here so you can have access to that as well. So again, thank you again for watching, and keep watching. Please do support the channel. It will help me tremendously, and I will put another video. So thank you again. Have a good day. Bye.